and welcome to Finding Better Balance. Today is November 2nd, 2024. My name is Karen, and I thought I would reintroduce myself because I've been doing this podcast for almost 4 years, and it's time for a second edition. And I'm in the works right now of coming out with something very exciting as the next phase for my podcast. And during this a whole 4 years of this podcast, I began finding my voice. It was early COVID, December of 2020, and my life was turned upside down with closures as a personal trainer and as a fitness instructor. I had to find new ways to do my work, and I found myself going online, training outdoors, and being really creative. And during that creative process, I found myself looking to share all the things that I was learning about myself and other people in my life. And I think the most important thing about that is I just followed my joy and I followed my gut about creating the podcast. And I didn't really know where it was leading me. And I still really don't know where it's leading me, but I followed my gut. I started to listen to those nudges and say, why can't I? Why shouldn't I create my own podcast? I have these great ideas, and the conversations I'm having, I thought, oh, that's such a good one. I need to share this because it's so important. The conversations that I was having with people during those times, all of these episodes were really from so much of those connections and relationships and my own journey, finding better balance in my life. Better Balance is my business name, but it was more about what does better balance mean? And so many people I hear talk about being out of balance, feeling stressed, feeling worn out, burnt out, no joy, no happiness. Who am I? And that's what really comes to mind when I think of balance. It's more than fitness. It is a lifestyle. It is a life journey of personal growth and the different phases of our lives that we get thrown off balance. And how do we bring ourselves back into balance? So today is the beginning of November. It's a new month. And I thought it would be great to come up with a great plan for November. What is the Better Balance message in November? And I listen to my gut, and it's November. So many times people feel out of balance, and maybe you can relate to this. Out of balance because you've said yes to everybody but yourself. You've said yes to this commitment. You've said yes to your shoulds because that's what you've been always doing. That's what you were taught when you were a child and through your teens and your young adulthood and all of those things. So looking at this month of November, and I'm almost wrapping up this Finding Better Balance podcast, and coming up to December, it's going to be 4 years. So looking for new exciting changes. What's the next step? I think Finding Better Balance is going to graduate and move on to the next step. Anyway, so let's talk about November. Saying no to the things you want to say no to, and saying yes to yourself more. When you say no to those should commitments, you actually allow yourself to find and open up to more opportunities to say yes. And that's yes to yourself and yes to other opportunities that will arise. Okay. No more comparing yourself to others. That's a big reason why people I find people feel out of balance in their lives. They're comparing themselves to others. And honestly, the truth is, my cat is going to probably make an appearance here in my video. Anyways, we are going to ignore that right now. Anyways, so stop comparing yourself to others. And what I mean by that is you are unique. And if you are playing the comparison game, okay, this is where the cat comes into play. Okay, so let me go back to that. Comparing yourself to others is a better balance killer. It's the joy killer. It's the reason why you may feel anxious, depressed, really hard on yourself because you're comparing yourself to others, and you are unique. You are who you are. Nobody cares. And I can tell you the story. I went out dancing for Halloween, and I was wearing something that was a bit risky for me, and nobody cared. They were all focused on their own thing, and I got over that. Should I be wearing this? Anyways, I wore what I wanted to wear. I felt amazing. I felt great, and a couple people actually complimented me on my outfit. So we can stop ourselves from living our truth and our authenticity by comparing ourselves to others, and then we hide from being seen. So no more comparing. No more putting yourself second, last. Fill your cup first. If you don't honor yourself and you're saying yes or putting your well-being on the back burner, nobody's going to take care of you first, because we're all selfish, right? We should be. We need to take care of ourselves. And when I say selfish, in fact, why is that such a bad thing? Why do we think that being selfish is something we shouldn't be? We need to take care of ourselves. Make your well-being a priority. So no more putting yourself or your well-being on the back burner. Start now. Start today. Don't wait. I've heard of so many people waiting, and then they get sick and illness. And trust me, I've experienced a lot of that in people in my life. So do not wait for your well-being. You need to take care of yourself first. Then you can help others, okay? And what other things do you want to say no to? When you really want to say no, say no. Don't say yes and fall into that people pleasing. No comparison. No more putting your well-being on the back burner. And no more dimming your light for the sake of others. You are unique. Your gifts are meant to be shared. We are just a tiny piece of the big puzzle. If we're not showing ourselves and our unique gifts, and we're dimming our lights because of maybe what we were taught and told, because some of our peers said, oh, you're too loud, too this, whatever. And then we dim ourselves. We dim our lights. We are doing everybody around us a disservice if we are not showing our unique gifts and sharing our unique gifts. This whole puzzle of the universe and life, the people you work with and your family and your friends, if you don't show your unique gifts and who you are, you're not allowing other people to also do the same. And if you're not sharing your gifts, then you're not actually putting your piece of the puzzle into the mix. And that's on us, right? So as a new month of November, look at your life and see where you're saying yes to everything that isn't filling your cup, that doesn't feel right. And start saying no to those things so you can actually say Yes, 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 to more things in your life that bring you joy, that fulfill your desires, that allow you to share your gifts and share your authentic self. So, no more finding better balance in your life. It takes inspired action and awareness. And that's what I really want to take this podcast. Finding better balance in your life is one thing. Okay, so what's the next step? Being aware of these things. What causes you to feel out of balance? And how do you move forward in your life? How can I help you move forward in your life? I've had 4 or 5 years on my own personal growth journey. I know what has worked for me, and I'm ready to share it to help you as a listener. If I actually don't see you in person, some of my clients will be watching this, and friends and family. You've probably seen me go through a lot, and I continue to go through a lot. Hence, finding better balance. This podcast helps me share and helps me honor my gifts. And that is what I want to share with you. So let's continue to find better balance in your life in all areas. Find more joy, live more, and stress less with better balance in mind. Stay tuned for the graduation of this podcast. And I think we have this month, we might have a couple more episodes, and then we'll be ready for the new exciting 2.0 version of this podcast. My name is Karen, and this is Finding Better Balance, Living More, Stressing Less. And thank you so much for listening. Until next time.